Hey, I'm Sean Widmer from the Jay and Kevin Show on the Big 99.9 Coyote Country. And this is Hey, What's Up with Jared Munson. Cue the music.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Hey, What's Up with Jared Munson. I'm Jared, still co-hostless. I appreciate you being here.
Dude, I appreciate you having me on. I love you.
Yeah,
I love you so much that we went out to a now defunct hotel one time.
But let's not talk about that.
And it was, you did a comedy show. It was like a birthday party or something. And my girlfriend and I at the time went out there and I was like, where are we? But you killed it. I loved it, man.
It was the most uncomfortable thing. Let's set the scene. Like you said, it was a comedy show during music, during a birthday party. It's like a Red Lion now, but I don't remember what it was called. But it's up on Sunset Highway in Spokane. And this is how the guy introduces me. He said, this guy's funny, but he's not dirty like George Carlin.
Oh.
And for anybody that knows comedy, you don't ever like negatively compare you to George Carlin. That just sets you up for failure. But the musician, if you remember, was also like 70.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, she was old.
No, it was an old crowd.
And she was trying to play Rihanna at 70.
But it was good because your jokes were old too.
They were really
They were like
old.
the same ones you had been doing for like 5 years. So it was perfect.
You're not wrong.
No, you killed it. It was great.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see you enough anymore.
Not at all.
You're married now.
Yeah.
Finally put a ring on it.
I did. She did. She did.
But let's talk kind of people we met in 2009 or 2010 at a Bi-Mart.
That's right, out in Cheney. Go Eags. Yeah.
Go Eags. I was with a friend because I was a very broke college kid at the time. And they were doing a back to like Eastern event.
Oh.
And kept playing the radio. I kept saying, I kept getting the artist like immediately when a song would play. And he's like, you need to come on to the radio station. Like, no, I don't need to do any of that kind of stuff. Because I think I was just started doing comedy at that point too.
Yeah, and I love games. And you were helping me out because it was late. I was not in college anymore, so it was late event. And you were doing the Name That Tune, and I was like, man, you're good. Like, we have a guy on the show who's really good at Name That Tune also. I was like, head to head, let's go. And you came in and you like cleaned the floor with him.
That was good for a while.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And then I got complacent. And
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started sucking.
That happens.
And then I never left the studio for like 2 years.
That was fun time. I appreciated you coming in.
It was a great time. Because I guess people that don't know, you started with Jay and Kevin when Coyote Country was on 96.9, correct?
So yes. So I started in radio in that's 2005. And then I did some other stuff in the same building as them. We were in a different building than we are now. And I hosted a sports show for a number of years, and they did their show, their morning show. And we kind of just like crossed paths a lot. We got along real well. And then when they moved to the KXLY building, they asked if I'd come with them in 2009. So yeah, we were at 96.9 to start with, and we switched signals to 99.9. We've been on that since.
So, and I guess you didn't really know much about country music at the time, right?
I knew that I didn't like it. I knew that I didn't like it.
So now you're 10 years in, so this is probably like your 10th year anniversary, right?
It is, yeah.
How do you feel about country music now?
I love it. Dude, I was driving down here today, and I had country music blaring on my speaker. Like, I'm the guy now that I never thought I would be, that I like made fun of when I was really cool. When I was really cool in college, and I was like listening to Blink-182 and Weezer,
right.
Which I still listen to.
Right, of course.
But I was like super cool, and like, I don't listen to country. Now that's all I listen to.
So do you think there's a misconception out there about country music?
So here's the deal. So here's my thing on that, right? Because a lot of people are in that world of, well, this isn't country. I didn't become a country music fan until 2009. So everything I know about country music that I know personally from listening is what it is now.
Right.
So I only know this kind of country music. So I always hate it. Someone will bring that up to me at an event or something, and I'm like, man, I can't argue with you on this just because I don't know 90s country or before that. I just know current country. So to me, it's country. And it's funny because all my buddies, they don't listen to country music. They definitely don't listen to the show, and because they don't like me. But they will play songs that people will say, hey, this is not a country song. I'll play it for them, and within 3 seconds, they're like, that's a country song. Every time. So it's kind of weird. Like, people people who like 90s country, that they're going to be like that.
Right.
And that's fine. I get it. And I'm not going to argue it. The good thing is anymore, you can find a way to listen to that music all the time so you can be happy with that.
So do you think that people just have this conception that country music's all about trucks and breakups and guns and beer and...
Yeah, and I think that's right. I think that's right. Because it still is. I love Morgan Wallen. You know Morgan Wallen? Mm-hmm. Does he follow you on social media? I feel like all the country music artists follow you.
I was telling Sean before the show, like Maddie and Tay, Big and Rich. It was Joe Diffie. Joe Diffie, who's somebody who predates your country music experiences. Yeah.
You're a legend in the country circles.
Yeah. And Cowboy Troy still charged me $20 for a photo.
But I was listening to Morgan Wallen on the way in. He's current country music. Guess what his songs are about? Exactly what you just said. That's what they sing about. That's part of the genre. And I think it's cool. And I think it is.
He also has a mullet though too. So.
It's a great mullet. It's a great mullet. I can't grow a mullet. He asked if I would do it and shave it for me, and I was like, do you see me? I'm bald. This isn't gonna work.
But it might grow in the back.
That would look great. Yeah, you're gonna have to run that one by my wife.
I was just gonna ask if she would be okay with that.
No.
Is there a celebrity, and you don't have to, I'm gonna make you answer. All right. Is there one you met that you weren't totally a fan of? I'm sure there's probably more than one.
Yeah, okay, so I love Jake Owen.
Okay.
But you have to hit Jake Owen on a day where Jake Owen wants to be doing interviews.
Okay.
So he is, I love his music. But we've talked to him and he's been great, and then you just hit guys on times where they don't want to be doing stuff, and he came across kind of rude, and then the next time he was awesome. But like overall he's great, but that's the only problem with how we run into people is that it's really hard because they've been doing interviews a lot when we run into them. So you get this misconception of like, well, Jake Owen's a jerk, but then he's not when you see him the next time. It just depends on what day you hit him. But he was the only one who was like really super mean and then rallied the next time we saw him and was awesome.
Because I feel like you guys at Creative Country do, like you said, at CMAs, ACMs, country music has how many award shows now? 7?
Oh my gosh,
1,000?
there's so many.
But that whole week before, you guys are there interviewing all the talent that are coming.
Yeah.
So how do you guys differentiate yourselves from the other stations, the same questions that they've been asked 100 different times?
We don't ask questions like we just kind of do our thing and just have fun. We don't ask them, the normal, which maybe doesn't work for us. We don't ask them the normal, tell us about the new song. What was it like to write this album? Where did you write said song? What was your inspiration behind this photo shoot in this magazine? Like, we don't do that. We just try to sit down, talk to the people about their life, kind of get a feel for what they're into, and just kind of go off their body language. And we don't talk about the music. And sometimes it's great because you get some really good stories and you learn a lot more about them. But there are people who are like, why don't you ask them about the music? Because we want to know why Thomas Rhett is writing love songs about his wife all the time. And we're like, yeah, we would like to do that, but I'd like to also talk to him about why he's like the worst dancer I've ever seen in music videos.
Is it pretty bad?
Oh, you go watch like his first videos. He's the worst dancer. He'll tell you he's the worst dancer. But like, I'd rather talk about that kind of stuff than the stuff that everyone else is asking. Where did he get the inspiration for such and such? So we just kind of have fun with them.
That's good. And it feels like a lot of the celebrities, when you listen to these interviews, love talking to you guys.
Yeah, they like us. I mean, we're very lucky. It's I don't know. I work with two guys who are just really brilliant with people, and so they do a good job making instant impacts, and we are memorable. So they crush it, and I just kind of hang on for dear life and ride on the coattails, and they're memorable. They're memorable guys. So it's cool.
That's good. And how long do you anticipate staying with Jay and Kevin for the long term?
I was going to quit on the show. That's like right now. Just quit if I join you. You need a co-host. No, I mean, I like it. Foreseeable future. I mean, I really enjoy it. I love doing the show with them. I got to go into work every day and work with two just solid dudes who are two of my very best friends, and I get to see them every morning and hang with them, and we get to have fun for 4 hours every day. I love it. So the job is awesome. And I mean, as long as I can keep it, I would keep doing it, unless my wife wants to move or something like that, or the show goes a different course. But I don't see myself leaving it anytime soon.
Do you love the hours though? Because we're filming this at like 6 p.m. and you're up at what 3 or 4 in the morning to. My
alarm goes off at 4:20 a.m. and then I'm out the house in the next like 15 minutes.
So I've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah, and people will say like if you'll get used to waking up early. They lied. that person's a liar. So then everything else they've said is probably a lie as well. So just know that about them. But you never get used to waking up early.
Yeah, I worked at a job where they say the best time to do your job's at like 5 in the morning. These eyes don't open at 5 in the morning. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it at that.
I'm gonna leave it at that. That makes me laugh. Yeah, but it's not fun. The hours are not fun.
So why don't you kick TC out and just shift your show to the?
We gotta do the morning drive, baby. We gotta be. It's the thing I love about my job. The reason I want to keep doing it is, and it's great because I work with guys who are of the same mindset. We work in an industry where there's so much ego in our industry. I think this is another thing that people like about us on the country music interviews is that we really focus on them. I work with two guys who don't have big egos. There's a lot of people in our industry who have huge egos. And we do the show, and this is what we talk about, and this is our goal. We do it to have fun, and my reason for going in every day is I know, like your first episode, you had some, or I guess it was your second episode of this show now. Because this is the third, right?
Right.
You had some serious stuff. People go through serious things. People wake up, they can be in a really bad mood. I wake up in a bad mood sometimes, and it's like, this stinks. I don't want to go through today. So I love going to work knowing that maybe for 5 minutes in a long day that's going to stink, maybe for 5 minutes, I can do something really stupid or say something that just for 5 minutes gives you a break from the crap that's going to happen for the rest of your day or the stuff that you just went through or the fight you just got in. For 5-10 minutes, we can give you a reprieve from that and hopefully make you laugh a little bit and just lighten the mood for you a bit and put a smile on your face. And that's why I like doing my job. And I work with two guys who believe in that also, so that it makes it real fun.
So do you think that differentiates yourselves from the syndicated shows? Because there's a few very successful morning syndicated shows.
Yeah, but I think the great syndicated shows are kind of like of that mindset.
Okay.
You'll notice, like if you listen to the great talk shows, you hear laughter, man. You hear people having fun. You can sense it in the room. You feel like you're listening to a family, and that brings a lot of success with it for the nationally syndicated shows. It just is. Or they're really smart, which we have no chance of. So we can't go for that. We have to go the other way.
Perfect. Have you watched? I have no segues.
That's fine.
I don't do segues.
No, that's good.
Movies, because that's one of the things we bonded over too.
I like to blame like the baby on this. Like, I don't have any time to watch movies because I haven't seen Avengers yet.
Endgame.
But the baby's not born yet, so I'm using it as I'm planning ahead for my excuses.
What's the last movie that you saw, either in theaters or?
What's the last movie? What did I just watch? I just watched a movie last night. I watched Kingsman.
The second one?
The first one. It was just on, and I watched it because I love that movie.
Okay. What's the last new movie you've seen?
The last new movie I've seen.
That's old.
Was.
If that was the last new movie you've seen.
I saw Aladdin.
What do you think?
I loved it. Can we talk about this real quick? The guy who plays Aladdin is very good looking. He is a babe. Go to his Instagram right now and tell me otherwise. Don't at me. At him. You will.
I think he looks so much older than the person playing Jasmine.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah.
You thought he looked older than what?
The person playing Jasmine by leap
Naomi
years.
Scott?
Naomi Scott's.
They just picked two good-looking people and said, be an Aladdin. And then Will Smith's awesome. You didn't like it?
I haven't seen it yet. I have no interest in ruining the animated legacy
What? Jared, it's really good. It's really good. If you like the animated one.
It has a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. It's got a 100% from Sean Widmer. A 100%.
I think we have somebody in the audience who actually is a pretty big movie buff.
Okay.
Let's bring in Nick Spanjer from Cinemabysmal, everybody.
Oh, bring in the hair. Bring in the hair. What's going on? Did you see Aladdin?
No. Do you have any plan to see Aladdin?
I don't have kids though, so
I don't have kids yet either. But I was a child of the 90s.
Like you said, you were getting ready.
So yes, that's true. I was a child of the 90s.
Yeah, me too.
And Disney was huge in my house. For like my sister, I had a sister who's 2 years younger than me. Our car rides were listening to Disney songs. But I grew up in Venezuela, so we didn't have access to like any of the we didn't have access to tapes or anything. But we'd get the Disney VHSs sent to our house, and she would sit in front of the TV with our tape deck, and she would record out of the speakers all the songs. So our car rides you'd hear the very end of conversation in the movie. You'd hear the song with my sister singing in the background, and then like she would do a bad edit at the end, and you hear a little bit more of the movie, and then it would just cut into like a Jungle Book song all of a sudden. So that was like our car rides growing up. So we were big into Disney. So that's why I had to see it.
Speaking of, because I forgot you were born and raised.
Raised in Venezuela. Born here, raised in Venezuela.
Speaking of sports stuff again, we're going to go back to movies in a second, but you told me a story, I think, years ago, I think, Nick, you'd enjoy this, of wouldn't they send you, like, the team that lost, like, World Series jerseys and stuff?
Oh, yeah. I had, from 93 to 97, I had a hat for every NBA championship loser, which... You know what the 96 one was, the Sonics. So I had a Sonics NBA championship hat that was awesome. I had an Orlando Magic one, but the Sonics one was like my pride and joy. I wore it everywhere, so it was really cool.
I mean, because obviously you probably didn't mid-90s have internet.
No.
So did you assume moving here that the Sonics had won in 96?
No, I knew.
So you knew, okay.
Jared, here's what we would do. I knew my dad's teams that he liked, and it was really expensive to call long distance at the time. So we wouldn't talk a whole lot to my grandparents or the family we had here. So they would call after the games if they weren't on TV for us, and they would say 1 ring meant the visiting team had won, and 2 rings the home team had won. So that's how I kept track of football games. Yeah, football games and basketball games. Like that's how we knew who won games. Because otherwise it would be, like we would find out who won the Super Bowl 2 or 3 weeks later, because someone would tape it and send a VHS, and it would take like a month to get there, and then we could watch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were wearing the wrong jersey the whole time.
Yeah, and I'm wearing, yes. I'm like, wait a second, spoiler.
Have you tried to sell any of that stuff?
I left it all in Venezuela. When we moved back, we had only a certain amount of room for a certain amount of stuff, and the hats and shirts didn't make it back.
Okay. That'd probably make some.
I know. Don't get me started on it. They'd be so cool.
Wow.
And they're like official. They're like the authentic ones. They looked cool. They're awesome.
I bet people wonder where all those go because they had to make both sets.
They're right there on Calle 2020 in the store. You can go down there and check them out. Get yourself cheap basketball and a Sonics 96 champion hat.
Do we have a budget to go to Venezuela?
Yeah. No, you don't want to go there right now. You won't get out.
Yeah.
You won't get out.
I guess we'll.
Yeah, I don't think we can.
No.
Dude.
So to go back to what we were talking about, we have 2 people very invested in movies, and I know you watch a lot of TV too. Nick used to watch more TV than he does.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to, Nick, this summer? And see if Sean's going to be seeing any of
Right now it's It Chapter 2. That's the big one for me right now.
Man, what's wrong with you?
I was raised on horror movies, man. I think my dad showed me The Shining when I was 4.
I poop myself right now just thinking about the trailer. Like that stuff, I can't do
did
those,
you not
man.
see the first?
Oh, no, I've got one of my very best friends loves horror movies. He loves them, and I'm always like my bets with Marcus are always like, if you win something, you can take me to a scary movie, and that's the time I work the hardest at not losing something because they're terrifying. I don't know how you sit through those.
I love it, man.
Did you see like The Nun?
Oh yeah. I didn't like them.
I pooped during The Nun.
Dude, those movies are crazy.
You pooped?
I pooped.
Yeah. Lion King. Are you in on Lion King? I know you.
No.
I thought you said you had someone on here who likes movies.
He has a podcast. He has a very successful.
It's really good.
Yeah.
His podcast is really, really good.
I'm kind of snooty, unfortunately. Like I like the kind
If
of
it doesn't have a
house.
70% or higher in Rotten
No, that's not
Tomatoes.
true. I've gotten over the Rotten Tomatoes
Okay.
thing.
IMDb's ratings are the worst, right? Because every movie has a 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them.
Like 7.5. There you
Yeah.
go.
What are you
Right
not
in the
looking forward to? So it's what you're looking forward to. What are you?
What am I not looking forward to?
What? I mean, other than you probably haven't seen Aladdin.
No, I haven't seen Aladdin. Like I said, I'm not really looking forward to The Lion King because it looks like shot for shot the same movie. I don't really...
They said I was reading an interview. They said they added like 20 minutes of stuff.
Of what?
I don't know. Lions.
Lions?
The Lion King?
Yeah.
Dang.
Iron Man comes in.
Witches and
somewhere.
wardrobes.
I'd go for 20 more minutes of Hakuna Matata. Like, I'm fine with that. That's good. That's a good
The
vibe.
thing I don't get about Lion King though is all the actors of the original are alive,
Hey,
and they only brought back James Earl Jones.
If they bring, okay, come on.
you have
You're
to
gonna
bring
get
him back.
no, because you're gonna get Beyonce. Oh yeah, go tell Beyonce not to be Nala. You're gonna get Beyonce and Donald Glover. You're gonna get music from Donald Glover and Beyonce singing together. You're not gonna beat that unless you bring back JTT, and then you win. In fact, just bring back JTT as a human walking amongst the animals, and that's the best movie of the summer.
I'd watch that. That'd
Yeah.
be
I'd
really
I'd
weird
watch
to
that.
see him.
But
just
why not bring
walking
back?
around.
Why not bring back Nathan Lane?
Are you not surprised that the animals talk?
No.
That's the most surprising part of it to me. Like that part shocks
How would you
me.
make that movie without the animals talking?
I don't know, but that's the shocking part to me.
That'd be like 101 Dalmatians. Did you watch that back in
No,
the
dude, it'd be like it'd be like Homeward Bound, where they're just like making animal sounds, but it's subtitled at the
You're
bottom.
probably a sassy guy. You're a sassy guy? No. I was a Chance guy.
Oh, they talked-
I thought Chance was cool. Now I'm a Shadow guy. As I get older, I realize Shadow was the.
They talked in Homeward Bound because
It's
it
been
was
so long,
it
dude.
was Michael J. Fox
Yeah, me too.
and
I saw
Sally
it last
Field.
week.
Yeah.
We're just
Kid prep.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more kid prep, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Legion, the TV show?
No.
Oh, I love it. I love it so
Me too.
much.
It was great. But I don't know what it is. Is it a superhero one?
It was
Yeah,
it was
it's-
X-Men.
yeah, it was on
Charles
FX.
Xavier's son.
Okay.
It was off what, 3 years, 4 years?
They've only played 2 seasons. The 3rd season comes back on like in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Network TV?
FX.
FX.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I feel like
it's pretty messed up.
I feel like
It's-
FX has gotten so much darker than it was even
Yeah.
5 years ago. Because stuff like The Shield and Rescue Me and stuff were kind of
Yeah.
edgy at the time.
I think, yeah, Sons of Anarchy kind of pushed that envelope into what it is now. I don't know.
That show was awesome.
Legion's pretty messed up.
All right.
There's some crazy stuff in that show.
What are you watching? Probably This Is Us.
One, yes, because I like to cry, and 2, Parks and Rec. I'm rewatching Parks and
Okay.
Rec. I think that's a great show. Also, I'm trying to remember. I watched Game of Thrones, and I was rewatching The Wire. So it's kind of what I was on the TV. But Parks and Rec has been on a lot lately. And then I watched Kardashians, and I watched The Bachelorette because I'm American.
Were you watching that before you married your wife?
Yes.
And you're still got
Bachelorette is like the 6th greatest. The Bachelor and Bachelorette is like the 6th greatest sport in America, behind Survivor. It's like NBA,
Yeah, that's-
NFL, Survivor, The Challenge, baseball, Bachelor, Bachelorette. The 6 great sports in America.
I don't watch it, but my roommates do, and it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
So we do have a surprise for you, and I want Nick to talk about these if he does. So reach under the couch. There should be 2 things down there.
Oh,
so
yes.
Combining country music
Oh, yes.
and movies.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I haven't seen either of these.
Okay, so there was a movie called Pure Country years ago with George Strait. That was kind of a cult classic. They made a direct-to sequel with Willie Nelson. And Trace Atkins is in Stagecoach, and Trace Atkins has one of the deepest voices in country music.
Dude, Trace Atkins is about as intimidating as it gets.
He looks like Jeff Bridges on the cover.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was, what's the Jeff Bridges?
Big Lebowski.
True Grit?
yeah.
True Grit?
True Grit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I figured you saw True Grit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, these are awesome, dude. Thank you.
and they're probably both horrible.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them in the cases just for collector's item, if that's
Yeah.
all right with you.
You
Is
gotta
that fine?
frame those, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Of course. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna have Sean ask me a couple questions. Maybe Nick ask Nick a couple questions as well. So we're right back right after this.
Cool.
Dude, this looks like the most garbage movie of all time. Welcome back to Hey, What's Up with Jared Munson. My guest today is Jared Munson and Nick.
And Nick. You don't get a last name.
I actually don't know your last name.
It's okay.
It's French.
It's with an
French?
S, right?
It's Spanjer.
Spanjer.
It's French.
Yeah, I wasn't. What is it? What is it for real?
It's Spanjer.
Yeah, I wasn't going to dive into that world.
Yeah,
that's a swing and a miss
Yeah.
situation. Jared, what is it like sitting next to someone who has a really successful podcast?
It sucks.
Really successful.
And I'm also in between 2 people with really good facial hair. This is 5 weeks.
Well, here's
Like,
the deal.
this
Here's the
is-
problem. Nick has just great hair. A strong. I mean, he came in with a mustache.
Yeah.
Jared, if you could have any hairstyle, what would you have?
I wish I could do that wavy thing. My hair is so coarse, it shoots out like raw spaghetti, so I have to get it cut all the time.
It's nice.
But
But
it's
if you could
coarse.
have anything, you would go
I'd go
with
with
what
the
Nick's got?
Yeah, the woof.
What is that called?
I call it the woof.
We'll call it the
poof.
woof. Why not?
It's the woof and
Yeah.
poof.
What do you say when you go into the barber?
I mean, it was more of like I showed a picture type of thing, and he goes, "Oh, I got you."
But can we just?
His name's Gerald, by the way. and
Yeah,
it's
is
Is
awesome.
this at one of those barbershops where they don't take card, they only take cash?
No.
Those are my favorite barbershops.
But let's ask, how much do you pay for your haircut? This is where we're gonna.
Wow,
right here.
you're really doing this to me?
I
How
am
much do you
doing
pay?
this.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
I mean, you have $1 million hair, so I'm gonna say $1 million.
I mean, it's been going like 3 years, so I'm getting there. Yeah, for sure.
Like, is it $40? It's $50? You pay $100 for your haircut?
I pay $50.
And then how much do you tip?
I do the appropriate amount.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a tipping question for you.
This is $14 at Great Clips.
I'm using, really?
Yeah,
You could do that at home, can't you?
probably.
But you got.
I'm not
You're
allowed-
a talker. You got to get out there
Yeah,
and
I'm
mingle.
not allowed to have sharp objects in the house either.
Yeah. When I had hair, R.I.P., I would go to the barber shop, and I remember just praying that I would get the quiet person. And I was just like,
But
try
instead,
to
you get the
disappear
quartet.
every time, and it was like just nonstop. And I'm like, I got nothing for you. Like, you're massaging my head, and I'm having a hard time staying awake. Like, this is not working. Okay, I'm using you as a guinea pig to help me with something.
Okay.
So you go out for drinks. You get 2 cocktails. What is the appropriate amount to tip? Is it always $1 a drink? Like, if I get a beer, I normally do $1 a drink. Does it change when you get cocktails?
I think so. I've actually literally had this discussion with my friend the other week because I thought he was being cheap.
Okay.
And I Googled it. So if it's something like beer that takes no, like,
Yeah.
anything, like if it's a bottle or a draft, a lot of times it's not even $1 per beer.
Ooh,
They say
you
it's.
got to at least go with $1.
That's what I thought too. So Esquire's wrong.
Okay.
But if it's something where they have to like muddle and shake, you're supposed to do somewhere between $1 to $2 per drink.
Nick?
I'm friends with a lot of bartenders, so I'm
me too, so
I'm gonna be nice here, and I always go 20% unless I know them, and then I go more than that.
That's what.
I was hoping you were
Yeah.
going to say that I don't tip them at all.
Well, there's
Just like-
definitely a few I don't tip. No.
Okay, yeah.
go-
I've got a couple of those buddies. It's
Yeah.
like, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I'm also going to come over to your house later and
Yeah.
eat your food. So,
Right.
By the way, I only have card.
yeah, he lost.
Yeah.
I'm actually not paying for my meal either. See ya.
I think that goes because we all know a lot of people, and if they're gonna give me a deal, I'll tip them more. Like at Great Clips, I don't think I've spent $14 at Great Clips in 2 years because I usually know who's cutting my hair, so I'll tip them more.
So my follow-up then is, what is it like being popular?
It's great.
You know so many people. You do know everyone, by the way. How many places in Spokane, if there was a line, could you just walk right into?
A lot.
Like every place downtown, right?
Most it's not one that looks like a social studies.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. We've used Jared to get into some places before.
And then let's talk about the pictures behind us are yours as well, right? From
Dude, you took
Yep.
those?
Yeah.
so he's got like I have a couple hats in the ring. He's got podcasts. He's got photography.
Well, yeah, he had to put all his hats in the ring because you don't want to cover that hair. I guarantee you that. Like, that's not what you do. You got hair like that, you put all the hats elsewhere.
So when we shot the pilot, Alley Works was kind of in its infancy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now
That
you're
was a while
doing
ago.
Stuff like this,
Yeah.
and you're shooting volume, and you're doing all these festivals.
Yeah. Last weekend was crazy for volume. That was.
Yeah,
It was.
did you go to Alan Stone?
No.
Because
I
there
went
was-
to a private show for him like a year ago.
Okay, because
you did.
Volume was awesome.
Yeah.
That was an awesome event.
Yeah.
The Inlander hates me, by the way, and I don't know, like, this is mine. I love you, Inlander. I love the Inlander, but the Inlander absolutely despises me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
But I will tell you, Volume was really cool.
Yeah.
That was an awesome, awesome event.
Yeah. I saw 10 bands the first day and then 8 bands the next day.
Jeez.
And I put in about 50,000 steps on my
Attaboy.
Fitbit in the 2 days, which was kind of wild, but lots of drinks too. So it was a good time. Volume's so cool. And this year was like,
Are the
Something
pictures on
else.
Alley Works?
yeah. I've got day 1 done.
Alley?
Yep.
Okay. I'm
Yep.
sure it's on the screen, so I just like
Yeah.
to spell.
So I got the first 10 bands done. I'm working on day 2 right now while I'm not working,
That's cool.
doing things like this. So editing's always the hardest part.
I just use one of the filters on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the amount of editing I do.
Yeah.
And then I slide the thing like I'm good, like I know what I'm doing.
yeah.
Oh, I need a little less
looks good.
Valencia.
Yeah.
Like the 100 Valencia is just one, that's 20 too much Valencia. 80 Valencia, ooh, now we're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool. I appreciate you coming.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. You want to make this
Yeah, let's do
regular
it.
thing?
Yeah, I would love to.
cool?
Let me know.
Found our co-host. Sean, I appreciate you coming in too,
Dude,
bud.
thank you, Munson. I appreciate it.
You wanna sign off for us?
This has been Hey, What's Up with Jared Munson. Follow him on all of the social medias that you see here. That's how we
I
do it.
like that. That was good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.